hopefully I don't get everything messed up because I'm in standard and I usually play half step down, but I don't have the wire hooked up to my amp, so so let me get my reference paper here, and then that'll make it a lot easier. Okay, so so if I was to step down, which you could be, all the positioning will be the same, obviously. So you got B flat. Wait, where's my fucking thing here? B flat, C minor, D minor, E flat, F, G minor, A diminished. The 7 chords in the B flat family, which is one step below C major. Right, so let's say I'm looking for D, right? So I actually know D here because D's up here, right? So any chord I want to play D, oops. So here is the major. And you're going to notice that I use 2 notes the same, and 1 note's going to change. And this is the minor arpeggio for that same spot. So we were right here, right? Oops. So I added this note, but I took this note out, right? That's D major, here's A minor. So that's why they're relatives. They share notes, right? So that's the 1 and the 6. Right, so let's say I'm doing C. So the first thing I do is obviously got to find the cage position of where I want to play A minor, right? So sometimes you know things, like you've been playing for a while and you just know. So if I got G, obviously this is actually G, but let's say this position, I know the relative is 3 up, right? Always in, if you're playing in a minor, it's 3 up. Always 3 notes up. 1, 2, 3. If you're major, it's 6, 1 and 6. But if you're minor, it's 1 and 3. That's why Sin plays in minor so much, because he can play 1 and 3, and he can play the same arpeggios over top of them, because they're minor arpeggios. And then he slips in the major ones, and then he slips in the added notes. And I think that's all he does is plays arpeggios. He doesn't even shred anymore. He just sweeps arpeggios. So yeah, so let's say C, right? So I know C is right here, right? But I'm gonna play, well actually I just did C. So let's do G. So you know G's right here. Well, you don't have it all. I think is it this one? No, it's this one. Oops. I don't play G like that. I usually play that one down. Oh yeah, so you got C. So you know that that's right here, right? So you know that if this is the major, you know this is the minor. Or sorry, I had that backwards. If this is the minor, you know this is the major, which is right here. So now I know where my, oops, I haven't played this fretboard in a while. See, I'm adding the note in now. So I'm coming up on the other one. Or I could do full. So just by knowing that, that's all I've been doing these days, is just jamming random chords and finding that position, because that position is one of the most shreddable positions, and I'll tell you why. So in C major, you know that it's right here, right? Well, it's down there, but right here. Right? You could play it in octaves too, right? Because this here is this, which is this. So why is this position important? Well, right here. And here's the major. Oops. Fuck off. I believe this fretboard is smaller than my Revenger fretboard, so my fingers are coming over more than they need to. So this is a guitar I have to play for a week to get used to the size of it. Unless I'm playing the same positions I always do. So here's the A minor. And here's the major. So if you paid attention earlier, you know that this is this, which is this, which is this, which is right in the position. So I can shred up. Right, so I have memorized this position right here with this. And I also know the pentatonic position, which is it's pretty easy, isn't it? Right? So I know the basic pentatonic in the position. I know which is, it's fun. It's the diminished run, because it's your 7. It's your diminished mode, and I use it all the time in my playing because it's one of the easiest to shred 5 notes at a time. Right, so, alright, so if I know that this is right here, then let's go back to that. Tells me that if you watch the notes, I can play this exact same position here. Oops. Okay, I remember now. I won't get low enough to play the next one. And then the pentatonic position. All right, let's see. Let's do no, there's 7 chords. I don't know which one to choose. I know A, B, C. I just did D. I could do F. Here, F is here. No, F is here. It's a 1, 13, 8. You know I had it, right? 8. So there's the root, right there, right? That's the root. So I'm actually starting the arpeggio on the 3 minor, because it's a minor arpeggio, right? So honestly, everything that I just did, I've been playing the exact same thing, just in different spots. So all I can really tell you is the cage system and the arpeggios and all of that stuff hasn't really given me more techniques. Like, it helped me learn to sweep, because yeah, I couldn't do that before for the most part. I could never do it. I mean, still a little rusty, but we're getting there, and it's helped me, you know, make my playing a little bit more interesting, but my technique really hasn't changed. It just has gotten more cleaner, and I could just fit in better with what I'm supposed to fit in with, as opposed to just making things up, because I've learned that. And that's literally all, like, I've learned that much from page 1 of the piano book. Like, that literally was just page 1, the piano book and the cage system. That's it. So I highly suggest, even if you don't think you're gonna understand the information that's applied, getting the book for just having that stuff written down is nice. And that's mainly because I didn't want to continue to keep doing this, right? The reason why I've been doing it still is because that's all for the B flat family, and page 1 and 2 in there is based on C major, because you're usually learning in standard tuning. But I've been playing a step down my entire life, including drop D for Avenged, and then eventually transitioning to D standard when I started playing Motley Crue, because I couldn't play Avenged. Anyways, yeah, so if there's any questions, if something didn't make sense, let me know and I'll try to explain it better, because that literally is what I do now when I play. Before I make my track, you know, I make whatever track I want. And I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah. So I figured out right away. Okay. 16 minutes already has gone by, and this is already too long. If you actually made it through the whole thing, or you might have figured it out right away. Who knows? Let me know.